Hey, what's up, millionaires? Mitch Durfee here. Today, I am in Vermont. It's currently 8 degrees out, and tomorrow they are projecting it to be negative 30 degrees below with the wind chill. Not excited about that, but what I am excited about is giving you a current update. And of course, I want to give you some tips and strategies for your real estate investing. So in this video, what I want to share with you, difference between short-term rentals and long-term rentals. Now, where I'm at right now, this is one of my investment properties that I bought back in 2016, and it's been a rental property since then. I've been renting this unit out, and over the last, I'd say I think December 1st, so right now we're about 6 weeks into it, I've been converting this property into a short-term rental. And the reason I'm going from short-term rental is basically because right now we have 2 properties in Vermont that we will be fixing and flipping. And instead of me coming up here and staying in a hotel, for me having this property where I can actually keep some stuff here, where I don't have to truck it back and forth, and some tools and kind of just a home base, because we're going to be fixing and flipping 2 properties here, it's going to make more sense for me to own this as a short-term rental. Now, I was originally getting about $1,100 a month for this rental unit, and the current market rent is about $1,400. So that means that I need to be able to rent this thing out for about $100 a night for 14 days a month, 15 days a month, to be able to be on the same path. Now, here's the thing. With short-term rentals right now in Vermont, the average nightly stay at a nice hotel is about $160. So I think I can stretch those numbers a little bit. But the thing is, even if I don't make up that number now, long term, when this property is furnished and I finish fixing and flipping these other properties, I'll actually be able to convert this into the next short-term rental, which is a little better than Airbnb. And what that is actually traveling nurses and corporate housing. So this property, even though I'm Airbnb-ing it now, the reason I'm doing that is just because I'll be traveling up here pretty frequently to check on these fix and flip properties that we're going to be running in the next, hopefully, month or so here. What we've been working on in this property is we got it all painted, started to renovate the bathroom. So we did a new vanity, we did a new backsplash, and today we are actually finishing up the shower. We're not going to finish up the shower, it'll be tomorrow, but we're redoing the entire shower and tiling the shower because I think it's just a nice little touch that we can add on since we've been doing this stuff to a lot of the properties. The other update I want to share with you is in the last 48 hours, we've actually put 2 properties under contract, one in Michigan for another Airbnb and one in West Palm Beach, Florida for another Airbnb. So those 2 combined, it's about $600,000 worth of real estate we have under contract, and hopefully we're closing on those things in the next 14 days. So yeah, I just wanted to update you on all that stuff. And then really what I want to also, again, if you've been watching this channel and you've made it this far into the video, of course, I want to ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Please, that helps me out a ton with this channel. You know, I'd love to grow this channel because I know that just based on the last few videos I've been posting, a lot of people have been reaching out to me and asking me questions about this stuff. So I want to continue to share some of these tips and strategies that I've been able to develop over the years because again, I know that when I started, I didn't really have YouTube that I could rely on. So I want to do my best to share the things that I've learned over the years to help you be successful. So with that said, I want to break down for you why I believe each one of, whether it's long-term rental, short-term rental, Airbnb, traveling nurses, I want to kind of break down some of the differences and why each one of those would be better. So what's better? Short-term rental or long-term rental, and hopefully this will help you if you're kind of deciding whether or not you want to open up an Airbnb or if you just want to take your property and rent it. Now, long-term rentals, which a majority of my portfolio is made up of, this year I told myself I was going to buy 5 more Airbnbs. We've already chalked off 2 on the list in the first 20 days of the month. So again, just wanted to get those 5 Airbnbs rolling. But an Airbnb, as an Airbnb, it, to me, is a job, right? You're basically running a hotel. Now, the cash flow of an Airbnb can be a lot more, sometimes twice what the rental income can be, 2 to 3 times what a normal long-term rental would be. So if you're considering having a long-term rental versus a short-term rental, Airbnb, the Airbnb will be more work than the long-term rental, but the Airbnb will also make more money. So if you have more free time, then maybe that's an opportunity for you. And now myself, the reason I'm doing this as an Airbnb is because for myself, it actually gives me a little more stability for when I'm traveling back to Vermont for these next 2 fix and flip properties that we have up here. So if you're considering Airbnb, know that it's going to be more work, but it'll also be a little more lucrative. And that's why I actually like the short-term rental opportunity of traveling nurse or corporate housing. Now, with traveling nurses, there's a website. Go ahead and write this down. It's called furnishfinders.com. And just look up traveling nurses housing. The reason that this is very helpful is because a lot of these traveling nurses are tired of staying in hotels, and they're looking for the same thing that I'm looking for, a little stability, something that's a little more homely. Like, it's actually more of a house, not homely. It's more, has more, just a more traditional feeling than a hotel, right? Because a hotel is pretty much you walk in there and in and out. It's and you also can't stay there for more than 28 days. So a lot of these traveling nurses sometimes are on contracts for 12 weeks up to, it could be 3 to 6 months on some of these traveling nurse contracts. But they're willing to pay a little more because the property is furnished and they have that stability, but they don't have that long-term lease that they have to get tied into. Now, if Airbnb makes you the most money and is the most amount of time, and a long-term tenant is the least amount of work with less cash flow, that traveling nurse in between factor, like that nice short-term rental, but it's 3 to 6 months, is the middle ground. So I think that if you're considering going to Airbnb, or you're considering going long-term rentals, if you're trying to decide which one you want to do with your property, take a look at furnishfinder.com. I'll leave the link in the comment section below so you can actually see that. And I think that you'll be happy to find that you get a little more professional tenant that's going to be staying in there because, one, they have a job, and they're not there to party, they're there to work. Sometimes with Airbnbs, these people are traveling, they're coming up to visit their family, and they're on vacation. So I think that's a strong argument for going towards short-term rental, because you want that extra cash flow, but you want someone a little more professional. So that's really it. To summarize, basically, here's the updates. Again, I'm up here in Vermont. It is going to be extremely cold. We are renovating the bathroom in here to add a little more value to this property. We're also going to be refinancing this property and pulling a lot of that equity out of this one, hopefully in the next month or 2. So that would be nice, because then we can score some more properties. Short-term rental versus long-term rental. If you want to do less work, then you want the long-term rentals. If you want to do more work and get paid more, Airbnb. And then if you want something in between, check out traveling nurses or corporate rentals, which basically there's a lot of insurance companies out there. If someone has a flood or a fire, they need housing for these people, because they're going to either put them in a hotel or long-term housing. So that's another way to kind of check out some professional people there too, because they have a house. And then I want to give you a quick 3 tips for Airbnb. 3 tips. 1, a lot of people are always looking for Wi-Fi. 2, the more places that you can have for them to sleep, the more likely it is that they will book your Airbnb. And with that said, Amazon for some bunk beds if you're looking for. So if you can throw a bunk bed in there, or sometimes they have the bunk beds with a slide out 3rd bed, take your couches, make sure your couches are convertible, and throw an air mattress in the room, right? Because if you can provide more people can stay in that unit, they will likely book yours. So Wi-Fi, more places to sleep, and then laundry, right? Again, if you're traveling with a family, it's one of the things that I've always had a problem with is, like, if I go on vacation for more than 7 days, like, I'm always looking for a place to do laundry. I don't want to pack that much clothes. So having an Airbnb with an option for laundry is much better than a hotel. So that's 3 quick tips. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Seriously, thank you so much for watching this channel, and make sure you are sharing this video if this helped you at all. If you have an Airbnb tip or a long-term rental tip, drop that in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear from you guys if you are in the same space. Love to connect with you. If you haven't already followed me on Instagram, check out @MitchDurfee. And then again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and I'll continue to share more tips and strategies with you when it comes to investment properties, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Take care, millionaires. Peace.